Hello and welcome. I'm Adriana, and today's reading is for someone who needs a little bit of encouragement and perhaps a little bit more peace. I am a clairaudient channel. I have also been working on my own vibration very intensively every single day for the past 8 years. Really clearing out my vibration has allowed me to become an even clearer conduit for the information from the divine. So let's go ahead and get your deck ready, get the deck ready. And if you could come into a place of just being really here, feeling very connected to whatever chair, the floor, whatever is touching the ground for you, and just be here, taking a couple breaths while I get the deck ready. Okay, top 5 cards are wanting to come out. We've got the Hermit, King of Cups, 6 of Cups, 8 of Wands, and I'm being told this is the energy that's around you right now. 6 of Cups. I don't think I've seen this card yet. This is a new deck for me. 6 of Cups, 8 of Wands, and one more, Wheel of Fortune. So we've got a lot of different things happening. But what is very clear is that there is energy coming from the past being brought forward to you again. So 6 of Cups coming into the 8 of Wands. And the reason for this is that it's demanding some growth and healing for you. The Wheel of Fortune follows. So we're going into a change, but this is a chance for you to really change your reaction, change your understanding of the past, this past hurt, in order to have the alchemy, this the rabbit eating, or I guess the crow eating the bite out of the apple. There's change, there's transformation happening, going from one substance to another, going from one part of your psyche, the subconscious, to the conscious, and being able to walk through this place. And what's coming back to you is coming from this one is a little bit confusing. It's a King of Cups, which is a feminine energy, but I do feel like this is energy tied to a male in your life. We have the Hermit right behind it, so this is energy that you perhaps like to keep hidden. And let's get a little bit more. Can you show me the dynamic or the energy pattern that comes up between these two? This is definitely something that causes an emotional reaction in you, an emotional trigger. And again, coming from a male, either in your present or your past. Most likely your past, but it also can be talking about like a past behavior, repetition. So this person might be in your life still, but it's a behavior pattern that you guys started a long time ago. All right, so this pattern is 3 of Wands, Queen of Cups, away from that, and then 6 of Swords. Okay. And it's funny because I feel personally connected to this message. You know, I was challenged this morning to look at dealing with emotions very differently. When I feel like there is instability around me, I tend to want to retreat and go away and not extend myself emotionally. And my lesson was learning to extend myself emotionally rather than running away. And it's funny because I'm seeing similar pattern here, but I'm being told that it's different. So if you could just give me a second to see what's going on. So here's our 3 of Wands flying away, Queen of Water aligning, Queen of Cups aligning with this seal. And then on the other side, we have the 6 of Swords trying to heal, trying to move. And I want to say again, this time is about shifting and moving energy. You've gotten 2 6s. So this has to do with wanting to resolve. There is a desire within you, within your soul, to resolve this energy right now. So what is it that we're trying to resolve? These sheep have no eyes, which is interesting. The sheep on the Three of Wands. So that to me is talking about like blind following. Okay. So what I am feeling from these cards is that what tends to get you emotional, and this is really about the craving of nurturing. When you get emotional, you're not feeling like you're being nurtured in the way that you'd like to be. And so it's almost like this knee-jerk reaction goes back to childhood. When you want mom, when you're a baby, what do? You cry, right? Because we don't know words yet. We don't know how to communicate what we'd like. And so in a way, and we have these beautiful little cygnets, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, the baby swans, so that return to childhood. So the reason why the emotionality comes out and comes out so strong is because that's just it. You're feeling like whatever the situation is for you, it triggers you into feeling like you're not getting the nurturing that you would like. And so, there's two choices here. And again, we're talking about the nurturing with this male energy, the King of Cups. So when this male makes you feel like, and for someone, this is a boss, it's actually someone at work. When this person makes you feel like you're not getting the nurturing that you'd like, you immediately go into that childlike emotional response. And I'm not saying that your emotions are childish, but I'm saying that the impulse to get emotional comes from that childhood response. The emotions you're feeling are actually fairly complicated, but the reason why you go there in the first place is that childhood response. So what's actually happening is that you try to patch things up and you try to get yourself on your way, but you're actually not seeing what it is that you truly would like. I mean, you're blind to this whole process, and that's why it keeps happening over and over. And there's only so many times you can sew something up. Every time, if you keep reopening that wound, it's eventually just it's going to take longer and longer and longer to close. And that's the kind of pattern you find yourself in. Because, and again, the Hermit, you were trying to keep this buried. This is a long wound that is just, it feels like it may take longer to close than usual. So that is a cue to have some patience with yourself through this process. What is the next step that this soul needs to take, or soul needs to know? Okay, this is interesting. So we're going to draw different, I guess it would be advice for different aspects. So first, we're going to look at mentally, what do you need to do? What needs to happen in your heart? What physical actions do you need to take? And I'll explain that as we go. Okay, so mental, Page of Pentacles, emotional, Judgment, and then physical, Nine of Swords. Okay, now I want to start with the physical first. Nine of Swords, we have to figure out a different strategy for you to deal with anxiety, or to deal with that unsettled feeling you get from this particular trigger. So we're dealing in opposites. So the opposite of anxiety is peace. The opposite of a 9 in terms of tarot for me is a 1, because 9 is coming close to culmination and 1 is the beginning. So we have to go back to the beginning. So when you feel yourself getting that anxiety, go back to square one and say, okay, we need to start over. We need to we need to reset. Okay. So there needs to be a physical reset, whether you physically leave the room and come back differently, or you just have a little reminder to yourself, okay, we need to reset. Something where you go away and come back. That is the process that will help you. Now, emotionally, we've got the Judgment card, and the Judgment card is about rising to that higher nature and letting go of the past, cutting off the past, and understanding that getting lost in this kind of emotionality keeps you tied to your lower nature. This is a bit of it's a wonky card. We've got these skeletons here, the three, these are kind of like the archangels. So we've got the, the dead rising up, and then actually these guys with their trumpets, that's more like that angel blowing the trumpet, referring to the original tarot. So the fun thing here is that these are clearly hummingbirds, and hummingbirds symbolize joy. And they're shooting these flowers out of their mouths, which is funny because actually they should have their mouths in the other end of the flowers. But this is really an inspiration to emotionally rise above where you are, because the thing is, the trigger that you're feeling, the not being nurtured, that's in a sense done. You're able to provide yourself with any of the nurturing that you feel that you need. And I think that the other thing that's coming through is because this is, even though it's a masculine that's triggering this, this is tied to a mother issue for you. This is resentment, or I'm going to stick with resentment that they were not there to nurture you in ways that you wanted to be nurtured. And that's why this little child self keeps crying out. It keeps crying over spilt milk. It keeps crying over a wound that has already happened. And the reason for this is to teach you that you have the ability to heal yourself, but to also understand that the point of any mother figure is to teach you to nurture yourself, not to just pour all of that nurturing onto you constantly for the rest of your life, right? Animals of all species, the baby is fed until the baby is old enough to feed itself. And then in the animal kingdom, what usually happens is the parent will step back somehow. They'll step away. And the little one has to fend for themselves for a little bit. Again, depending on the species, sometimes it's under the watchful eye of the parent, sometimes not. But the point is that you're supposed to get to the place where you feed yourself. You're supposed to get to the place where you can self-nurture. And that is the mental switch that needs to happen with this Page of Pentacles, that you need to... What will help you through this time is switching your mind in that, hey, this is actually about me learning to self-nurture rather than expecting someone else to do it for me or being upset that they're not. This is about me learning how to give myself exactly what I need so that I can then move forward. And what I love about this card is look at his expression. This crow is not really thrilled to be in the middle of this snake. He's like, oh God, yeah, this is great. This is really great. So I understand that this lesson may not really sound palatable. I mean, it would be so much easier to just get someone to be taking care of our needs all the time. But actually, no, that's harder. What's easier is to do it with the one person who's always with you, taking care of yourself. And this is, I like the cyclical, or the continuous symbolism of the snake here, the snake eating its tail, is that this is a self-sufficiency that you're learning. This is a process that you will never lose because it will always be with you. It's continuous. It's always going to be there. And there's little friends on this card, like a little mouse and a little raven. So you're not alone in this process, but you are learning you might be surrounded by those who support you, but you are in a sense learning this process on your own. I'm being told to draw a card for your personality, and this is kind of late in the reading to be doing this, but let's just go ahead. Four of Cups. So this is an interesting card. And what jumps out to me right away is that this vine is acting as a frame. So it's like you're the only one that you're seeing. You're the only one in the frame, or you're the only one in the mirror, because that's what he's looking. He's staring at his own reflection. And so this is a character trait that tends to keep you from being your best self, that you're only looking at the self here. Is it also asking for more self-reflection? Okay, clarify this card for me. Strength and the Seven of Wands. Okay, I see. So this is the obstacle you're creating for yourself, because you're thinking about how this feels to you in the moment, or what this means to you in the moment. You're stuck in this moment. You're stuck in the moment of trigger, or stuck in the moment of pain, because you keep looking back. What does it mean to me? What does it mean to me? And you don't see anything else. And I believe morning glories there's a certain variety that can be a drug. It can be hallucinogenic, and so that keeps you in this state of not seeing the truth, seeing the illusion. So this is about stepping outside of yourself and understanding that this is all about process. This is all about learning, that this is an opportunity for you to step out and experience your trigger in a different way, to experience the resolution of this trigger that your soul wants so much. What's happening is this reflection is so strong that you're getting confused with who you really are. You're looking at the reflection of the ego saying, well, that's who I am, without realizing that there's a whole being here. There's a whole sacred being that is trying to grow and trying to evolve, but you're very stuck in just, this is the surface. This is the self telling me where I'm safe, where I'm not safe. Okay? So the message here is to step out of that box a little bit. Think a little broader. Is there anything else? Any last encouragement? Any last message? King of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. And what I'm getting here is get out of the box. And again, that 4, you've gotten a double 4 now. Get out of the box and allow yourself to come into this moment of healing, to come into this presence of healing. It's in the resolution of these wounds that we really understand who we are. And we really understand the infinite capacity, the infinite energy that we're linked to, this infinite intelligent energy that wants to grow and evolve and learn and become. There's so much in that, in becoming, right? It's like this eternal unfolding. And it goes so much beyond where we are. And if we align with that unfolding, it's a continual process of growth, amazement, change, and wonder. And if we don't align with that, then we're stuck. We're stuck literally in this place. We're entrenched in this place, and we never go farther, and life becomes the same and the same and the same. So you're being called to a higher place. You're being called to a higher purpose. And once you step out of this frame, once you step out of these vines and you allow yourself to heal this trigger within you, then you're going to see this I do believe this will be very fast change. The two of these together is Mars and Jupiter energy, very quick. So you will be seeing that very fast change. Right, getting the message to close the reading. Thank you so much for opening up your energy field and for going on this part of the journey with me. I will see you soon.